Welcome to today's fast track episode of The Growth Zone. My name is Christian Bartsch, and these episodes provide you with a focused, mind-feeding topic. You can use it to have some new ideas to guide you through the day. Let's get started on today's topic. So in today's episode of Fast Track, we are going to talk about IoT and education. As an example, using a 5G campus in order to facilitate a new way of educating young engineers and as well creating the framework for future innovation that is coming from companies and universities, of research institutions, and so on. So, in today's world, IoT has developed a new level of what it is doing. It's no longer something that you just play about for some toy stuff and that's it. People and businesses and universities are looking towards developing something that really is of benefit for people, for companies, for universities, for government, and so on. So something that is not just a toy, but it's something that you can use in your business, you can use in your home, and so on, as something that can be mass-produced as a finalized product. And that's the interesting thing about it, is because when you look at universities, what are they doing? And companies as well. Companies are turning towards trying to take their information technology into a different kind of level. So that means, what does a business consist or a university consist of? So they all have an infrastructure. They have a lot of computers. They have maybe computer rooms. They have students coming in with computers, notebooks, devices, all sorts of stuff. They have, of course, as well, maybe research computers, analytics, servers, and so on and so on. All this stuff is usually somehow connected with each other. Sometimes they have Wi-Fi, sometimes they have just network over cable connections, LAN cables, or they have other kind of technology. And so as things are moving, the amount of gadgets that have to be facilitated and the rooms that have to be connected as well do not fit with what is there. Because if you imagine a university might be existing there for maybe 40, 50, 60 or 80 years, the buildings often do not have the network cabling existing, and trying to put it in all rooms, it is a huge cost. But if you contrast it to the opportunities of having a good Wi-Fi or a 5G network, that is not a 5G network as you would use in the future with mobile carriers, then you have a totally different kind of technology ahead of you, because it means you have a good, fast connectivity on your campus. So everybody with smartphones, the tablets, the computers, notebooks, thin clients, all the people in administration and so on, they all have access to a good internal access to different systems. And they have as well a good access to the internet. And you don't have this nightmare of having to somehow connect Wi-Fi to the buildings. And depending on the construction of a building, the material that is in the walls and so on, this might cause problems because it might have interference. It might even suck up the signals, and then you don't get any connection unless you are standing at the window, which is not very helpful if you're trying to do some kind of research. And that's the thing. Where can we use IoT if we have a good campus facility? If we have a new kind of data center, we can do quite a lot of things. We can connect universities with their data centers all around, wherever the people are, and we can connect them as well with IoT devices. And IoT devices in the future will be all kinds of things, whether it's the device that shows us some kind of screen information, shows us where are the next lessons happening in which room, have the rooms have been maybe reorganized or whatever, who's doing this or that and so on. And you can find many uses for IoT devices. You can use them even in security, campus security, and so on. But when you then start connecting them, the IoT devices and the data centers, you need something in between. Because sometimes these IoT devices are part of a bigger picture and it becomes more complex. And of course, there's a certain limitation to what a IoT device can calculate, can work with. And that's the thing where you then notice, okay, I cannot do all the kind of crazy analytics that I can do maybe on a server, on a cloud system, on an IoT device. But I have to be on site or nearby computing. I haven't got the milliseconds time to send the information up to the cloud, get a response or a result from the analysis of the data that I'm getting, and send it back and giving an adequate response to what has to be done. So one uses edge computing. And that's the thing that eventually then creates new kind of opportunities because we're using different kinds of solutions. So we in the end have a infrastructure that is as well more complex than we used to have before, but in a different way. Because when you think of it, before systems were very rigid and it was very difficult because you had, of course, needed a lot of physical infrastructure, cabling and all these other things, and switches and so on. And now we can go to other technology. So if we combine Wi-Fi with 5G and then IoT devices, edge computing, and a totally new design of data centers, this becomes possible. You might say, of course, come on, this is just some silly stuff that you're talking about. It's not. I know it because we're doing it as well in our business for some universities as well abroad. And I've seen what they are really doing it. It's so impactful and powerful. It's really good. And universities just have to start moving. But you start first at the data center. That's where you first have to start and think, because it's the heart of the IT infrastructure. You have to start redesigning your IT data center, the security policies and all the other kind of things. And then from there you go out and add the different infrastructures, connectivities and so on. Because if you don't do that, once the infrastructure, the new infrastructure is there, you have a huge risk and a huge problem because then the stuff doesn't match each other. The policies don't match, the infrastructure doesn't match, and as well the software that's running everything and keeping everything working really well and providing the applications and the services, and as well later on the edge computing and the IoT devices, you get a big problem. Because the thing is, it's not a toy. Once you've got a data center running in your university and you've expanding it, becoming more proficient, more professional for what is coming for future. Because the thing is, we have to educate now the engineers of tomorrow. But we can't educate them the way we used to educate them 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. We have to educate them the way they need to be now. Because when they leave university in maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, they have to be ready. They can't then start from scratch and start learning everything new because the teachers, the professors or university have been delivering outdated information on outdated technology. They have to partner up as well, of course, with different companies that can help them provide the necessary hardware, the necessary software, the advice, the consulting, and as well all the different guidance and so on. But it has to be done. Otherwise, they will lose. And eventually in the ranking, the students will notice that going to that university is beneficial for their careers and they can get good jobs, and other place not. Because even the employers one day will definitely notice who is up to the job and who has to first be educated by the company. And that shouldn't be the case. They should be ready more or less with the proper foundation that they need, and then everything else they learn on the job. But it's not about somebody on the job and starting to educate them in something that the teacher, the professor should have done. But if the professor doesn't educate himself, how can we then actually get educated people that are ready for the job, which is creating the future, which is so exciting when you think of it, that whether you're an electronics engineer, whether you're a programmer, a user designer, you are maybe a radio frequency engineer, all these different kind of professions and experiences, there are nowadays even more of need of having the newest knowledge and as well having opportunities to get into the right jobs where they can really design and create the future of tomorrow. Not just managing stuff. Managing stuff, yes, this is all possible, but it's now about creating the future, the stuff that's going to be filling our homes, our offices, our companies, our day-to-day travel, our experience as well with communicating with government and other kind of organizations. But for that, we need new technology, a fresh approach that opens a new world for us all. I hope you enjoyed the fast track edition of today. I would like to invite you to follow our show so that you don't miss the upcoming interviews with leaders in the market. Simply visit the website follow.prmediareach.com. I will be adding the link also to the description of this episode so that you just need to click on that link. The link is follow.prmediareach.com. follow.prmediareach.com. You can follow me also on Twitter by using the Twitter handle CAPBarch. So it's spelled CAPBARTSCH. Or for those who are into sailing and flying, Charlie Alpha Papa Bravo Alpha Romeo Tango Sierra Charlie Hotel. Yes, that's CAP Barge. See you soon or hear you soon in the next episode. And please share as well this episode if you've enjoyed it and would like to let others have the opportunity to use it as well to get new ideas and insights.